a head coach is as good as his players. You know, people often say to me, what's the biggest difference between Huddersfield, who finished 19th last season, and the Huddersfield who will finish more than likely now in the top 6 this season? And it's simple, 15 new players. And people think, that's a bit basic. No, we've got a better goalkeeper, a better left back, 2 better centre halves, a better number 8, a better number 10, a better number 7, and a better centre forward than we had last year. It's simple. Mixed in then with all the other factors that we employed, some better staff, we already had a clear direction and philosophy of how we're going to play, but when it comes to it, you're as good as your players, and recruitment is key. You know, unfortunately I've come to a club who have recognised that, a club who, by the way, have always been very well supported financially for players. You know, I look at it, you know, I've been at Huddersfield and Wolves before that, and you always peer over someone else's garden to sort of see what they're doing, and I look at it and go, this club spent a lot of money on a lot of players, recruit some money as well, and you know, there's obviously been some decisions which have been wrong within that, and we have to change it. But if we get recruitment right, to be honest, most things then look after themselves, is my experience and what I've learned about the game. It's no use having a fantastic sports science department if you haven't got the player who's good enough to be in that department. You know, so if we get that right, we'll have a really good chance. I think the key message is the head coach has the final say, but he doesn't have the only say. So if he's recommending the player, who as a recruitment department and myself as a sporting director look at and go, actually that doesn't fit for our club in terms of the money we're going to have to pay him, maybe his hunger, maybe his age, we don't do it. But at the same time, we then don't roll in and go, but actually you can have this one, because that doesn't work. So he'll always have the final say, but not the only say. Working with Steve was a big attraction. You know, the moment I met him and we sat for 4 or 5 hours talking through everything related to the sort of football department and how I would see it working if I was to sort of come in the post, and had a real good sort of strong rapport from him. You know, there's certainly areas about the business and financial side which I come up short on and will need Steve's help, and there'll be areas which Steve will need sort of help from me. I think the most important thing is the 2 of us work together, and then the head coach, you know, so it becomes almost very much a triangle that the 3 of us work together. So when we make a decision, it's an informed decision, it's a collective decision, it's one where there's no surprises, so the board aren't getting a shock, we're not receiving the shock. You know, it's very, very clear. But I think the key is just communicating it from top to bottom, that everybody knows, right, we're going in that direction and this is how we're going to get there, and we've all got to pull that way. And you know, I certainly definitely see it. I think it actually starts with the board. But then in terms of a day-to-day, that is myself and Steve being very, very tight and working very, very close together to, you know, pull the club in the right direction.